Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are here once again to talk about Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures by Fantasy Flight Games. This is the Redux edition. I've already done this video once, but as you may have seen from the earlier video explaining it, this is going to be a retake. My commentary will probably be a lot more shorter and direct this time then. You'll miss some witty jokes, but it's no big deal. We're going to talk about the Guns for Hire preview that came out recently, and that was focused on the StarViper. So that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to jump right into it. So the first pilot they revealed is the new generic, the Black Sun Assassin, PS5, 28 points with an EPT. That means that it is 25 points with the StarViper Mark II title, which, in case you forgot, reduces the cost by 3 points, allows you to take a second title, but you must use the bank template when barrel rolling, which is technically a drawback in mechanical terms because it denies you an option. It forces you to do something. The Black Sun Assassin's not really making any huge waves, probably, but it's good. It's a generic that can actually take the title, and it reduces the cost down to a decent amount. You might see it. You could run 4 of them naked with title. I don't know if you will, but PS5 is a thing. It can compete with Onyx Squadron Escorts in that regard. And that's basically all there is to that guy. And then next, let's talk about the PS6 pilot that was revealed. Delon, a unique obviously, 30 points, EPT. His ability reads, if you are not stressed when you reveal a turn, bank, or Signor's loop maneuver, you may instead treat it as a red Talon roll maneuver of the same direction, left or right, using the template of the original revealed maneuver. So, Delon obviously has a few things going for him. He has an EPT, that 30 points drops to 27 points with the Mark II title. He has a high enough PS to take the Virago title, which is 1 point and requires you to be better than PS3, in case you don't remember that either. I think he's really cool. I love his ability. I want to call him Initial D because of all the sweet drifts he's going to do, especially with Mark II and maybe some advanced sensors with Virago. Now, it's red, so you can't do it every round. It's really fun sounding, though. I think you'll see a lot of casual play. He's kind of glued to VI because his ability works best with repositioning. You want to know where everybody's going to be before you do weird Talon roll stuff. Oh, and in case that's not clear, the Talon roll means that you rotate, I guess it's 90 degrees in. You know, instead of doing a normal turn where you're still facing the direction you turned, you would rotate it, and then you do a barrel roll positioning. So it's got a lot of flexibility. Maneuver abilities are fun, only some of them see use. Countess Raya does see use, so maybe Delon will, but maybe not. We'll see. I definitely want to play him, though. But let's get into the real meat of this preview, the card people are talking about. That is the PS4 unique pilot, Thweek. 28 points, no EPT. His ability reads, during setup, before the Place Forces step, you may choose one enemy ship and assign it the Shadowed or Mimicked condition card to it. So, those condition cards, which I'm not going to throw up on screen because that's more editing work for me, but they read, and before I read these out, I will say, these say you because remember, when you assign a condition, you give the little condition token to somebody, and then the condition is on them, so that's why it says you. Mimicked. Thweek is treated as having your pilot ability. Thweek cannot apply a condition card using your pilot ability. Thweek does not lose your pilot ability if you are destroyed. Sorry, these are kind of tiny. I'm looking at the preview images. And it's unshadowed. Thweek is treated as having the pilot skill value you had after setup. The pilot skill value of Thweek does not change if your pilot skill value changes or you are destroyed. So there's 2 angles. You either take their pilot ability or you take their PS. And that's after setup, so stuff like adaptability and VI would apply. And also, they mentioned this in the article, Epsilon Ace would apply. You'd get permanent PS12 for Thweek. Not that anybody's flying Epsilon Ace. Anyway, so there's a lot of concern about Thweek. There's a lot of worry that he'll be super broken, naturally, because he's scum. It's the end of the world once again. The sky is falling. Oh no. But I actually like Thweek because he's all about turning your opponent's advantages against them. He only works based on what your opponent chooses. If your opponent has some crazy bullshit to push up to PS12 or PS11 or whatever, then Thweek gets to steal it for free without putting any of that extra effort in. You know, you bring up pilot people think is really annoying, and thus also really good, like a Dengar, like a Biggs, like an Omega Leader. Thweek can just take their ability. But the counterpoint here, the balancing point, is that he can only pick one. He can only take pilot skill or pilot ability. Which, now that I say it like that, does always sound kind of weird. But anyway, he can't do both. So if he takes an ability, he's stuck at PS4. and if he takes a PS, he has no ability, basically. It's done. So it's interesting. I think it's going to see some use. I definitely think the primary thing here is that it gets in people's headspace. You have to think about the possibility that Thweek is going to come get you. Yeah, I don't really know if people are actually going to play him, because the other counterbalance here is the fact that he's still in a StarViper. Yes, he's 25 points with Mark II title. Yes, he can still take the Virago title, so he can get an illicit in the system slot. He has no EPT. It's still a StarViper. There's only so much you can do with that. Also, the grossest stuff you can't do. You can't steal Kylo's ability. You can't steal Captain Rex's ability, was the other one I was thinking of. Because you can't apply condition cards. And hey, more condition cards. I know some people are upset about that. I think people are just wrong, because it's just Agent Callus with a token and a reference card. Okay, so that's, 2 more things you gotta put on the table, but that's 2 more things so you don't forget what the hell any of that stuff does. I won't say people are wrong necessarily about specific conditions, though. We're gonna see how Kylo Ren does if he keeps his specific pilot ability in the new TIE Silencer, if they do that. But anyway, that's Thweek. We'll see what Thweek does when Thweek comes out. And so the last card they revealed is an illicit card, Ion Dischargers. It's a lot of people thought it was. I don't think it's necessarily for the StarViper. It might be more for the Kyrax, but we'll get into that in a second. So Ion Dischargers reads, after you receive an Ion token, you may choose an enemy ship at range 1. If you do, remove that token. Then that ship may choose to receive 1 Ion token. If it does, discard this card. 2 points. So the thing here is, it's very good, but it's a little costly. It's a 2-point illicit. It can be discarded, and you have to have an opponent in range 1 to use it. Now, yes, if you have an opponent in range 1, you can always discard the token. It always goes away. Then the opponent can choose to give themselves an Ion token, and then they discard your card. Now, that's a little bit of a complex proposition, but there's definitely some risk-reward in there. I think it works best with pulsed ray shields, because that way you pop pulse to get your Ion and get your Regen, and then if you have an opponent, you can, bum rush into the position with them, pop your shield, get it back, and then you just ditch the token. And then, if you're not close to an enemy, you can slow roll instead, because Kyrax fighters can't do that anyway. Which is why I say it's leaning more for them, because they can also use the Vaxxite title to get a discount. I think you should watch out for large ships if you're going to use Ion Dischargers, because your opponent will definitely just suck up that Ion token and discard it. And that's just all there is. It's a little niche. I definitely think it was designed with Pulse Ray Shields in mind, because Pulse Ray Shields are in this pack, and it really only works for Kyrax fighters and StarVipers. Since you can only run 1 with a StarViper, because the StarViper gets its illicit from the Virago title, I think maybe it might be worth it on there, in that case. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see if people can do some regenerating stuff. But anyway, that's Ion Dischargers. Also, this card can combo with Jabba a little, because it gives you 2 guaranteed uses. And also a PSA. Jabba works. Apparently, there is a note in the rule booklet that comes with the C-Rock that says that Jabba counts as a reference card. So he says what the illicit token does, period. That means even if he is removed, and even on ships that aren't you, he counts towards telling you what the illicit token does. This is a problem that Extra Munitions has, where technically if you were to start Extra Munitions, which normally you wouldn't do because it gets its own EM token, there's nothing telling you what the token does, thus it does nothing. Jabba officially doesn't have that problem, as far as I'm aware, so that's a little PSA for you. And that's basically it. That's my speed run. You've probably missed some things, but I covered most of the details here. The video's about the same length. I'm personally eager to know more. I want to see what they're going to do with the Kyrax fighters. I want to see what Harpoon Missiles does. And I think, actually, we might see early preview material, early release material by Gen Con, because that's in August, and FFG definitely does seem to have their distributor running pretty fast and pretty strong lately. We'll see. I'm hoping for a new wave announcement soon, or maybe some movie tie-in stuff. That's getting kind of exciting. And we'll see. Obviously, stay tuned for more from me, because I'll be sure to get you the new stuff as soon as I can. And hopefully with less errors this time. Anyway, if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a like. If you have any comments about any of this stuff, you want to talk about your builds with the new cards, or what you think about some of them, feel free to drop that in down below. And if you want to see more of these videos, obviously, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.